Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're working on the 35 Ford dump truck here. It's not really going to be a dump truck, but working on that truck today. We got some frame parts in, so let's go ahead and get this video started. We'll show you what we got. Alright, so the main package we were waiting on was this crossmember piece here with the 3-inch drop. We got a couple extra pieces of 2x3 straight. We got the 4-inch drop frame rails, and then those are the rear back half sections. These were the ones that I showed last time that were all rusty. I went ahead and just grabbed the wire wheel. I was going to have somebody blast them, but it was pretty light rust on there, so I think I got that pretty well cleaned up. So everything is good to go. Drug a few of these crossmember pieces out, was just kind of fiddling around, only because the bench over there is completely covered with all the height suspension stuff. So goal now, let's get that cleaned off so we can set some of this up there. And we know we're going to need some modification to this crossmember because this is a 41 to 48 Ford car, and yeah, that's not a 41 to 48 Ford car frame. So we've definitely got some modifications to do there, but we know some measurements for our shock center tower measurement, so we'll calculate some stuff out. Might have to get some filler material to fill in some of this gap here, but in the end we'll get it all figured out. So let's get the bench cleaned off and get started. Now, before we get started, I do want to say that this is not a tutorial on how to build a frame for a 35 Ford truck, because we have no clue what the hell we're doing, guys. So we're going to do our best. We've got measurements, we've got a blueprint for the front suspension kit. The rest of it, it's right here. It's in Adam's head. I kind of sketched up a few things on the board over there. Yeah, well, that's all we need. That's all we need. We do have to make modifications that we're in, though, with the 4-link bars. I thought that was going to work the way it was, but after measuring the backspace, you know, the wheels, yeah, all these brackets, they got to go. Sucks, but we'll get it figured out. Oh, yeah, and lastly, before we get started, went ahead. I was working on polishing up the wheels for Carl. A little dirty, but you know what? Clean up pretty dang nice. So, all right, let's get started now. All right, just going to go ahead and show you what I got set up here. So these are, again, the 4-inch drop front frame rails. And I went ahead and right now I've got everything squared from corner to corner. And I have these tubes in here, which are going to be, they'll just be temporary. So I'm not worried about height-wise, but the measurements from front to back are good. And then I have right here the mark where the crossmember center line or axle center line is going to be. And everything's clamped, ready to go. I'm going to tack these in there. And now we've got a bunch of pieces here to get the front crossmember on. You guys got to remember, this is a 41-48 Ford car frame. So everything we're doing here is going to be custom. And we don't even know what we're doing. So we'll tack this, see if the crossmember fits, and then see if we can get these upper spring perches on there, because I'm not really sure how this is going to work. I had to make some special pieces here that are hopefully not going to change the geometry of the front end too much. I'm trying to go by the papers here from Heights on some of the specific measurements when I talked to Mike over there. So thank you to him for that information. But again, I just want to document this because obviously Carl, he likes enjoying the videos and being in them, so appreciate that. And yeah, let's tack it up and let's keep going so we can make some progress. It's probably a good thing Jason showed up. You're a little too late, though. I don't know if anybody noticed in that last clip. Did anybody notice that one frame rail was on backwards and that where the drop is didn't even match up from side to side? Well, yeah, I had this tube tacked in there and I had to go ahead and cut it out because Jason says, why the heck is that tube over there not in the right spot? Well, long story short, we got it cut apart. It's all tacked back in, squared back up, and now we got the front crossmember in here. And again, because it is for a car, not a parallel frame, this is where we're going to start having issues as far as this gap here, because this would have been cut at an angle for the original one, and then this here because the original frame was taller than that. Now that is not for a 2x4. It may have worked. You would have had to notch this down slightly down here to make a 2x4, but we'd already had these frame rails, so we're going to go with these pieces here that I showed. And I don't know. I think we're ready to tack the crossmember. Is it in the right way, Jason?
We'll find out.
You probably better double check before we weld it in.
Yeah. No shit.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and tack this in. tack these pieces on to these upper pieces, and then we'll double check our measurement from left to right side and where these need to be front to back, and then we'll be at the next step. Okay, a little update here. Went ahead and got these plates all tacked, and then went ahead and welded everything on the inside, just because obviously with the perch on top we won't be able to get back in there. And worst case, I guess if they're screwed up, it's Jason's fault, so we'll blame it on him.
Carl, he's not here.
Yeah, blame it on Carl. He's not here. So I got both sides welded in there. Now we need to put the perches on for the springs. Probably do a few more tacks on like this cross member area. And then I guess I really don't know. Maybe extend the frame out more or put the front suspension on here. But yeah, we'll see which way we go here. But I think we're looking pretty good on this. So get this on there, double check our 35 inches from center of the shock tower on both sides. And then we'll maybe throw the lower arms on or something. All right, well, a little progress update here. Started cleaning this off, but Jason went ahead and drilled through the frame because we just didn't want to butt weld this up and have an issue going down the road with this cracking. So we went ahead and took a, I don't know, 10 gauge or 1/8 inch plate and actually drilled 3 holes, rose butted that in there, did that front and back, and also did on the inside. Went ahead and got the extension pieces on. We got that all calculated out, and also added this cross member piece here with that rear drive shaft, whatever you want to call it, clearance thing. So that's tacked in. I only put 2 tacks on each side, but otherwise she's looking good. Did we even show them? We got the spindles on, no springs, just everything just kind of nuts are loosely put on there so everything moves. But I think the next thing we need to do, we cannot finish the rear end until one, we need to put rotors on so we can bolt some wheels on. I'll have to pick some off of the shelf back up over there. And then the second thing we need to do is actually get this down on the ground, level the frame up, and then work on those back half sections, because we need to know how high up we need to go to make the frame sit level with those big tires in the rear end. Oh, and I can't do anything until I get axles, so Quick Performance got those coming. I think we'll have those Tuesday or Wednesday next week. But tomorrow I'm going to come out here, finish cleaning up these welds, and probably better tack a few more tacks on this, and then we'll see about getting the front end put together a little bit better with some springs and rotors. All right, well, we got the frame. Had my dad help me there. We carried it off the table, and it's got a little bit of weight to the front, so I took that in. But got the shocks, springs. Did put the manual rack in there. Carl's going to go with the power rack. Everything's looking good. So again, this stuff's just tacked in here as far as the upper spring perch. Now we're going to put a couple of the wheels that I got. You'll have to go up a little more and set it on the stops. I don't know, forward hoist, not too impressed. All the fittings leak going into the cylinders. But yeah, you know, they'll tell you you did something wrong. But anyways, we got some tires down from the shelf up there, like I said before. We're not gonna grease any bearings because obviously we're not rolling around. We're gonna put those on there now, and then I think we need to do some measurement on the rear end and get those back half pieces up on the weld table here, get that all cleaned off, get the right width, tack some pipes between them, like we did this here, and then we can see where we need to be for ride height. My concern is we're going to be awful high. They do make 2-inch drop spindles, which I think we might have to get. That'll help, and then for end we can do whatever we want with. We'll just chop the box out. Carl said cut the box away, so that's what we'll do. All right, let's get some wheels on there and see what it looks like. All right, well, we're wrapping it there. So we ended up getting the shock bar welded. I shouldn't say bolted. We got the shock tabs bolted. Welded that on there. So that's all tacked in, dangerously hanging above the new truck. And I did say in the next video I would give an example of it, so I'll post it up on the screen now. So burning green. Oh, what do you think, Jason? Hopefully it's not on fire, that's for sure. And then, like I said, as soon as Jason gets those headers, we won't say anything bad about the company, but Jason had to cancel his order from somebody from a month ago and reorder from somebody else. So those headers he'll have here probably, what, next couple days?
Tuesday.
So we'll have those headers. We won't be back on that for a little bit. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Coming together better than you might expect, you know, after that small little hiccup in the beginning. But yeah, I don't know. Carl was here. He's pretty excited. So that's pretty much that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the new wrap on the truck, but that's going to do it for this video.
Motor and tranny
Oh yeah. Oh geez, we can't end the video yet. I forgot to show you. Jason came over here because he got us a special delivery. So.
Carl's new motor training.
Yep, Carl's motor. Carl, I hope you enjoy this one. Dug it out of the weeds for you. So this is just a 350 and a turbo 400. So this is what we're using for mock-up. Because just so everybody knows, so all the hate comments down below, I look forward to all the hate comments, honestly, but 383 stroker is what's going in this, and that's just because we have it laying around. Just like everything, we got a lot of shit laying around, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal there? So my brother actually had this motor that he was building, and it's going to work out good. And he's giving him a steal of a deal on the motor, so we're going to use this transmission to mock it up, but Carl will get a new turbo 400. So yeah, we'll have that, and hopefully in the next... I don't know, what do you think, Jason, in the next couple weeks or something? Dyno?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see, but we'll dyno that so Carl can see. Hopefully 450 horse. It'll be enough for Carl. He's pretty dangerous as it is if you guys haven't seen him drive before. So, all right, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.